Hey, guys, that window is very glary behind there, isn't it? Let's turn a little. I shall start again. Hey, guys, it is Friday. I'm running a little late, but that's par for the course. I had a bit of an incident on the weekend, and I'm on some drugs that are kind of making me feel kind of crappy, so I'm kind of flying low and under the radar, so I apologize. It's a by request Friday. We're gonna try and do these. I want some requests. Hey, someone's on. Let me know who's here. I want you guys to let me know what you guys want to hear more about. I can talk and ramble about everything, but I'd love to make sure that it's specific to what you guys want to hear about. So today's first by request Friday comes to you from a request from Gail, and she had questions about balls. Kate, my daughter, would be like, "You just said balls." Anyways, we're going to talk dryer balls. So these guys are the 3-pack. They come, got lots of interesting little tidbits that I found out. They come in the pack of 3. They are 100% New Zealand wool, and they're actually made in Nepal because they're very good at doing that. And they're, hey Sherry, they're super dense. They're quite large. There's some other ones on the market that I have seen that are wool as well. They're a bit smaller, but Norwex says it's about 1,000 loads. So in my house, that's about 1 week. But in an average house, that's lots of years. I've actually had mine since they came out. Hey, Sherry. Since they came out about 5 years ago. I still have mine, but we're going to talk about when they're at the end of their life, so to speak. But so a lot of misconception is that, hey, Adele, dryer balls eliminate static. They can help with static. But we all know that static is dry on dry. It's your dry stuff like your tech fibers and your fleeces and things like that drying way faster than the rest of your loads, rubbing on everything else as they get dry. And that causes the electricity. But something I learned, which is kind of actually, I don't have any issues with static. I might have a sock stuck to a towel once in a while, usually in the dead of winter, but I don't have any issues with it. But nobody says it better. I found a website that was actually quite good. Wool dryer balls absorb and hold moisture during the cycle. That moisture helps to elevate the humidity. Hey, Tracy. It helps to elevate the humidity, which limits the chances of static. So to enhance this effect, if you have issues with static, you're over drying. But if you want to give you a fighting chance, and also with the moisture that comes out of them, it does help reduce wrinkling, is you can actually spray them with water before. So don't put them in the wash. They soak up water like crazy. It can help break down. They're actually made from a string of wool fiber that's wound into a ball. So soaking them is a bad idea, but you can spray them. It holds on to it because wool is a very dense material, so it hangs on to that moisture. And as everything's drying, it's still releasing a bit of, not wetness, but moisture that helps to keep things from wrinkling and static. If you're getting static, it's dry on dry. So hang stuff up. I probably hang about, I don't know, probably 50% of our laundry. Justin's everything has to get hung. It drives me mental. But I do hang the things that tend to dry faster, like fleeces and Lululemon and my riding gear and all that kind of stuff. And then I don't have any issues with static. If you're having static issues, let me know. I often hear that they don't work because I'm getting static. The stat is anywhere, from what I've seen on Norwex, is about 25% reduction in drying time. A couple of sites I've seen, David Suzuki says up to 50%. One I saw about 18%, but you're getting a huge reduction in drying time. If you're getting static, cut that back for sure. But they save energy because your dryer is the biggest electricity hog in your house. It's a hot element that's running for 40. Hey, I'm Gail, just popped on. I'm answering your question about dryer balls, and I haven't gotten to the actual question. So that reduction in drying time is electricity cost savings, and with everything costing so much, any savings, I'll take it. So even if it is like 20%, bingo, bango, Bob's your uncle. So a question that I have been asked before is, why can't I just use tennis balls? So here are a couple reasons why tennis balls are a terrible idea. They're very loud, and it sounds like the cat's in the dryer banging around in there. These guys are very light. You don't hear them. You may hear them for maybe the first 30 seconds, and then you don't hear from them anymore. So they're loud. They bang against the drums. The yellow or the green dye can actually transfer to your clothes. Old tennis balls are filthy, and I don't know if you want old tennis ball stuff going on your newly clean clothes. And in general, tennis balls are made with products and chemicals that were not meant to be heated in the dryer. So I get it a lot. I thought that was like an old thing that people did when they were washing their comforters, but apparently still people do it, and it's kind of bizarre. The manufacturer's recommended number, depending on your loads, is anywhere between 3 and 6. If you're in a household where you're, shoving everything into the wash and your load is like this big, they recommend up to 6 to have the most efficient dry. 3, we have 3. Well, actually, lie. We have 6, but right now I can only find 3, 1 plastic, 1 and 2 wool. But 3 to 6 is what the manufacturer recommends for the most efficiency. Again, ours are sold in a 3-pack. Do dryer balls help with pet hair? Wool ones apparently do. I mean, my stuff comes out of the dryer. I'm not covered in atom hair, but it says wool dryer balls more so than plastic dryer balls. They separate the hair and from your clothes, and it clings to the dryer ball. You can actually shave down dryer balls if you end up with. I just don't find that. I just don't find that it's kind of gross with the hair, but they will. The pet hair will get bound in the fibers, and you can usually just kind of pull it out, and it's out. So here is where Gail, your question came in. How do you know when a dryer ball is dead, and what do you do with it when it is dead? So over time, these are like perfectly round when you first get them, but over time, they start to misshapen a little bit. They don't keep their roundness, but they're not falling apart. They're not doing crazy things, and they're still fine. Like I say, mine are far from round, but they're still compact and holding themselves together. When they die, they'll start to unravel and they just fall apart. And Gail's question was, what do you do with it when it's dead? Do you throw it out? Because wool is a 100% natural fiber, it's made of keratin. It is completely biodegradable and compostable. Broken down by bacteria that's common in the ground with the compost, and then it just goes back in and back into the cycle. So it's not something that you throw out. So it does have a sort of an end life. Oh, you're very welcome, Gail. I like doing research. That's why I want to know what you guys want to talk about. But so they are compostable, they are biodegradable, and but we're talking years, like 1,000 loads. I still think I've got a good couple of years in my dryer balls that are left. So essential oils. You can either drop an essential oil. You want it to sit on it and dry for a little bit. You don't want to like pop it in, throw it in. But what I read some people are doing is they're actually taking, what did they call it? I think it's something like a baster or something like that. A meat injector. You can inject essential oils into the ball, and then it's inside, because some people are worried. Essential oil is not an oil that's going to transfer to your clothes, by the way. It's an essence, kind of, so to speak. But you can inject it with a meat injector, and then your balls smell good. So anyways, that is Buy Request Friday. So coming up, I know Cher wants to talk about face care, but please let me know if you have any other questions, and I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for jumping on. Take care.